All right, so this is my official writing space here in our apartment. We moved to Roseville, like I said, in California. So we don't have a house yet. We're renting here the first year, so we kind of figure out where we want to move and obviously what we can afford because it's California. Don't get me started on that. So this is kind of like my little art space. Now, if you didn't know, my wife and I are actually fairly artsy people, both ourselves. So both of us kind of have our own little art interests. So we have this room to do a little bit of that. My wife's got kind of her art set up for her voiceovers and things like that in our closet. It's kind of a makeshift voiceover studio. So that's neither here nor there, though. So, but a space is really, really important. You want it to feel kind of cozy and at home, or whatever works for you. I kind of feel like I need a space away from other people. I also kind of like to have this kind of academic setting, but it to be very, very personalized as well, so I feel comfortable and happy being here. So we'll take a look at what I have in here more specifically right now. Excuse me. So this space isn't completely set up yet, and you may or may not have noticed that. But if you notice here, kind of toward the bottom here, I have this picture really quick. And part of the aesthetic of my office would be to have things that are aesthetically pleasing to you. Well, it's a picture here of the Grand Tetons from Snake River Overlook. Now, I've literally been there, well, visited once, but I got to actually see the Snake River there in Wyoming from this exact spot. Now, I didn't get this nice of a picture, and I've had this picture for a long time, so I kept it. I've had it maybe like 10 or 12, maybe 15 years at this point, maybe more. And so it just fits the space. I'm very much an outdoorsy kind of person, and if you've ever read anything I've written, I have a lot of outdoorsy kind of themes and settings and some very pastoral elements to my writing. And so landscapes like this are very, very important to me, and they're incorporated a lot into the things that I write. So having one of my favorite places in here was important. Along the ground again too, you probably noticed I also, if you didn't know, I also play guitar. Hopefully I'll get some YouTube videos up of me playing guitar, whether that be good or bad. And so I don't have any of my guitars in here right now, but I do have my amp in here. I'm looking for my stand. We moved and it's in a box somewhere, and I need to get my guitar stand and set that up. So that's for when I get bored and want to play a little bit of music. A couple other motivational things on the wall here. Like, I'm a big, big fan of Wichita State, the college basketball team specifically, but I just support my alma mater. That's where I went to get both my bachelor's and master's degree. So I got a nice little banner that has my name on it from my school district where I taught. They actually made these for us for Christmas, I think, about 2 years ago. And it was probably one of the few nice things that I got from the school district for after working there for 11 years. I kind of had forgotten about this and didn't have it up at my house in Wichita, but I really like it a lot, and so I put it up in here, and it just really fits well. And then we have the good old Wichita Thunder. If anybody knows me, they know that this is by far my favorite sports team, by far. I was a season ticket holder for a long time. I also play ice hockey, and I follow them pretty regularly. Hopefully they'll do better next year. They've had a couple of frustrating years, and it's all good. So hopefully I can get back to Wichita and go to a Shockers game. But more importantly, hopefully I can get back to as many Thunder games as possible too, because I love going to the games. And the organization's been really, really good to me, and I go and play hockey at the same place that they practice, and I see a lot of the players and the general manager, Joel Lerno. He's great. He's really nice, and it's important to me. I don't want to forget about them. It kind of makes me feel good, and that's the whole point of a writing space, is to make it feel good for you. So, speaking of making me feel good, this is kind of pompous or something, but I don't really think so. My wife's degree is up there on the left, and then my bachelor's is there. Oh no, that's my Master of Arts. Whatever. Okay. So we got two of our degrees up there. It's an academic setting, so I tried to keep it academic. Speaking of academics, the bookshelves, and so some of these books are academic and some of them are not, but it's all good. Got most of the stuff in there that we like. Of quite a few books on this shelf. I thought since I didn't work, I would get bored and count how many books we had. But I'll do that when I get really bored. I'm thinking it's in the, I don't know. This isn't as, we had to get rid of actually about like 7 boxes of books or 6. They're actually in the hallway right now. So I'm thinking I probably had close to 700 or 800 books, and we're probably down to about 500 now. I've always wanted a really, really, really big library room in my house. So this is kind of an attempt at that. As far as like the writing actual space, notice that the view here is right out the window. Now this isn't the best view in the world, but I wanted it to be kind of aesthetic and have a landscape kind of right in front of me. And so that really, really, really helps. Speaking of the landscape, I can also kind of look out here to the, I guess that would be to the south. And we have this wetland preserve right out here by us, and I think that's really, really awesome. So it does give me a little bit of scenery, because I love landscapes, and I love being outdoors, and I love being out in quiet, natural spaces. But most of you already know that. So as far as the actual writing space goes, a couple of things to help keep me motivated is my laptop that I work primarily on. Actually, I bought this new kind of to start this whole journey fresh. I bought it like a month ago. That was really nice. My wife found a really, really good one online because she's good at finding deals on things. Over here is a little bit more, some writing notes. Hopefully it's positive stuff. I think I journal a lot. I don't know what it says here. Hopefully nothing too crazy. I'm sure it's not. I think that's actually a scene from a book, the book that I'm working on right now. I have the external hard drive there just so I can kind of travel and make it a little bit easier. If I'm using a different device, I can use that. So there are my business cards for my Rufus Kids books. I always really liked this series a lot, and I actually had some success, and people said it was really good. It's still up, rufusthewallpup.com. But that's neither here nor there right now. We'll come back to Rufus in a little bit. Pens and other supplies kind of keep me motivated. There's my good apple for my school. I got the district's good apple award for doing a good job, I guess. So I was very, very humbled and happy that I got one of those before I retired or left. This Pringles can, it's got these paints in it. It's very kind of a personal touch. If anybody knows me, my mom was an artist herself. She did ceramics. She passed away about 15 years ago. But one thing she used to have all her paintbrushes in and stuff was in this Pringles can. I don't know how old this Pringles can is. It looks very old, probably 25 years, 30 years maybe. Probably 30, 35 even. And so I have some of her paintbrushes in there, but I also have newer paintbrushes, even though they don't look very new right now. I have some paintbrushes for oil paintings that I do, or try to do, and so I kept hers in there. And it's just a sentimental keep me motivated because my mom was an artist and so am I, so it makes me feel good. Book, got to have kind of more personal setup of books. You know that I do my What I'm Reading series over the summer on Facebook, and so same thing with this. This is one of my favorite anthologies. I love Washington Irving. Hopefully it's not too bright behind it. It's getting a little sunny out here in Rosie Roseville. But one of my favorite books. He's just a wonderful writer, and I really like him a lot. A candle, kind of more of a personal touch kind of thing. This lamp, I really like this a lot. It's kind of quirky. I like the light that it puts out when I have it on at night. This is kind of different. Oh, yeah, there's the Bachelor's of Arts from Wichita State, I guess. So I have the bachelor's and the master's from WSU. So just to kind of help keep me motivated and feel good, I guess. I was very blessed to go there, and I got a lot out of it. So there's my 2 cups that I'm drinking out of today. 2 glasses, some water and some coffee. Every writer needs coffee, so that's more of a joke for my wife. When she hears me say that, she'll laugh. So yeah, the mouse for the laptop. Books under here, I'm kind of currently reading, and I'm not really liking this book right now, but we'll get into this in a different series. But a book called A Dog's Purpose. Yeah, I don't like it, but I'm going to finish it because I only have about 120 pages left. It's been disappointing. And then one of my favorite books of all time right here, again, inspirational kind of thing, keep me motivated. I'm sure you guys have all heard of that, but if you haven't read it, it's a wonderful book. And I'll probably reread it every once in a while. Finally, another bookshelf with more books. Some other sentimental things. Don't ask me why I have that Jimmy Carter book up there. I think it had to do with the fishing touch. If you notice that I like to go fishing, if you couldn't tell already. Some Native American art too. Very interested in the Hopi and Navajo work. So that's where that's at. Books. That ghost, again, a ceramic that my mom made, so it's more sentimental. It's cool. I have a lot of ceramics on my mom's, so you'll see them out in the studio from time to time, depending on the season. Books, they're all just double stacked in here. Quite a few on each shelf. Double stack. And we ran out of room, but it's all good. Different things. It's all good. And then this painting, if you, it's one of my favorite touches of the room. It looks kind of strange and funny, but that's the whole point. It's quirky and fun. Obviously I'm from Wichita, so this is a nice friendly reminder. It's a nice thing that my aunt and uncle gave us. Well, actually my wife's aunt and uncle, but I'm going to call my aunt and uncle too. Sherry and Terry, they're wonderful. So here's the picture that they gave us as a going away present from Wichita to Roseville, and we found a place for it in here, so we're really happy to get it. It's fun. So when Drake's not being grumpy, I try to get him to hang out in here with me. It's kind of nice. And this is more of a relaxing chair if I just want to sit back and read a book when I'm not working. Don't worry about that box. I think there's a couple other accents and stuff. Closet, storage space, obviously. And the very last thing over here, I have some filing systems for some other papers or whatever we need. Because this kind of acts as an office too, not just my writing space. So anyway, that's it. Just leave comments below, like or subscribe. Hopefully I'll get a couple more videos up. This is the first video I've ever done, so if it was a little bit rough or silly or whatever, don't worry about it. I'm kind of goofy and quirky anyway, so there'll probably be plenty more that look and sound like this. So anyway, tell me about your writing space. Tell me what you think of this. Like I said, one of the most important things is to personalize it and make it your own. And so that's what I tried to do in here and make the most of it. Even though this is an apartment, I can't quite do every little thing that I want to do with it. It's been quite nice to get it set up and going. So anyway, just tell me what you think in the comments and all that, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.